to learn how to build one complete application. That means now we will try to implement all the concepts in one small app in a project. We will try to build one end-to-end project. By using that, we will create one complete React application with both front end as well as back end. For that, to make the presentation interactions more better in a project level, we have another library to learn. So generally, we call this as MUI. Actually, it is React Material UI. We have a React Material UI. Actually, this is a paid feature, premium feature. That means they will provide several built-in functionalities, components, but you need to buy and use them. Some are freely available, so we can use it. So I will show one, two components, how they work. Others you need to try because they are just like Bootstrap. Hundreds of components will be there. Which one is required for our project and requirement that we implement. And before implement, what a developer have to do is, developer have to explore and understand its complete functionality. Because all third parties are not same, and even this material UI also keep on changing. That means every few days some new things may come, existing features may change. So as a developer, you need to keep updated. Manually, you have to explore and check about the changes and implement them. So I will show how to know about components. You will able to handle them by yourself easily. We will see that. Actually, what is this React material is nothing but, so it is a library provided. So it is a library provided by React community. It is a library provided by React community to build interactive UI for React applications. To build interactive UI for React applications. So it is a library provided by community, React community. Actually, it is a library with built-in components, built-in components. So for UI and UX actually. User interface and user experience. User interface and user experience. So what is this user experience? I will show you a point here. Actually, UI components are nothing but they have an user interface. We know already user interface is designed with markup. So we use JSX. By using JSX, we design the markup, we design the functionality and all. But having a good user interface is not enough. We need to implement some techniques through that user interface will perform better. That means designing interface is one part and making it perform better is another part. To making it perform better, we need to implement some techniques, some tricks, techniques we need to implement, then UI becomes better. So it is not just about design, it is about even performance. For performance, lot of functionalities we need to implement. I will tell you a point. Means what is the concept of React Material UI, right? So usually, suppose we have a data grid. Data grid is one component which is used to present data in a tabular form. We can fetch data from a source API and we can display in a grid. And in this grid, they have so many functionalities like the grid having functionalities like filtering, like sorting, like searching. So many things are there. So filter, sort, search, insert, update, delete, all the functionalities are present. Now, this grid have to display some 1,000 records it has to show. Some millions of records it should display. Millions of records it have to display. Then we are displaying page numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that page numbers. And what is our intention is per page I will show 50 records. So now to fetch the data of these millions of records and display in grid, actually we return some query. What this query is doing, fetching the records and manipulate, it is populating them into the grid. So in the grid, we have 50 pages and in every page, it will display 50 records. The first page is visible to you. You can see first 50. Now tell me the point. What about second, third, fourth, fifth pages? These pages, page numbers are generated. Now what about second, third, fourth, fifth pages? Is data is also loaded? Is the second page data is loaded? Currently I am watching first page. In the background, is the second page data ready? If it is ready, then it is not good. Why? Because why second page data is ready if I am not going to second page? Now tell me how to load only that page that I am currently selecting. What is the technique? What is the mechanism we have to implement in software programming to load only what is needed for that requirement? which programming technique I have to implement to load only the required content for that required situation, not to load everything. Which one we can use? Which one we can use? Anyone here? So which one we can use? Anyone can answer that? Yeah. So we can implement that we can implement that by using a mechanism called lazy loading. In software programming, anywhere, OOP language means you will have lazy loading. Every Java developer knows, .NET developer knows. So this is a very common approach actually. So any Java, .NET, C++, OOP learners already they know this very well because this is very general thing in real time. In real world project development, anywhere when you are dealing with some data, lazy loading is very common implementation. It's a very basic thing actually. That means every programmer knows about this. That means in real world, this is what we need to implement everywhere. Lazy loading allows to create an instance and load the data only when it is needed, when it is required. It will not unnecessarily load everything. For best example here, suppose I am using a Google search. In Google search, I am using some image search. In the image search, I am searching for React.js something. Some images came. Now we have some list of images and observe carefully, there is a scroll bar here. Now millions of images are there, but all images are not loaded. When I scroll down, then the next set of images will be loading. The next set of images will load only when I scroll down. If I am not scrolling down, then it pauses here. This is a practical implementation of lazy loading. So designing a user interface with displaying photos like this is UI. Giving the behavior of loading only what is needed for that situation is UX. UX components. Actually, UX is about, generally in web development, we have UI and UX. UX is about the plan how to design. That means UI is about design and UX is about the plan about design. That means what UX people will do. People will prepare a plan where which one have to display, when, how it should display, in which situation, how it should respond. All these are planned by a software engineer called UX developer. What is the job of UX developer in web designing is prepares the plan of every functionality, every design that is needed for a web application. Developers will create that and the plan is prepared by the UX. You have a UX team which prepares the plan. They will decide this should load like this. This should behave like this. All that behavior is planned by UX. React have both UI related library, UX related library. But unfortunately, UX library is premium. You have to pay and use it. UI related, some library, they made it freely available. Others you need to buy and use. You cannot use them freely. So companies usually they purchase and use it. And it is not necessary that every company uses the React MUI. Why? Because I showed you already Telerik. Telerik is also very popular in providing such components. Telerik, DevExpress, MUI, there are so many third parties. But what is the good about MUI is it is built by React community for React. That means it will have little better performance, but it doesn't have all the requirements for your projects. You have to borrow from other third parties, some others. So what MUI provides, we will see. So this is the official website of MUI, mui.com. This is MUI. And what is this MUI actually? So you can see it will provide a material UI, production ready components, and it is a component library. It is a component library. That means it is a library with predefined components which are ready to use in your production level. That means production ready means what? Already tested, already implemented in various scenarios. You can directly start using it. So that is the point. Actually, MUI have a lot of products. You can see MUI have MUI core and MUI X. What is this MUI X is? Components for complex use cases. Lazy loading is a use case. Use case means what? How it should behave, how it should work, when it should respond. So how much time it should respond. These all are use cases. Use cases refers to the plan for designing a component. That means the mechanism behind the component is UIX and the functionality is MUI core. So these people provide so many things actually. MUI. So MUI provides various products. One is MUI. So MUI core. MUI core. MUIX. So it also have toolpad templates and design kits. Toolpad. They provide templates also. Templates also. Actually, Bootstrap people also provide templates. Design kits. Bootstrap people also have template. Templates means ready-made complete app design. That means suppose you are building an app for a hospital, hotel, or you are building for some school, college, ready-made templates will be there. You just buy and use the template. You can customize according to your requirements. That means they give a complete website template for free. No, not for free, some are free and some are paid. You need to buy. Almost these templates are all paid. Even Bootstrap have templates, no? So if you already know Bootstrap, you are aware of that. Actually, Bootstrap is also having templates. So, get Bootstrap. Bootstrap provides the library and they have themes. Themes are nothing but they will provide you some templates for different purpose, different templates. So that means, for example, we have a template like suppose this is a supermarket template. and they sell the template $49. You buy the template, they will give you the complete design, including functionality. You have to just customize according to your requirement, right? Even MUI provides the same thing. That means MUI is also providing the templates. It have full templates. It provides ready-made templates to you. These are, you can see, these are all so many templates for different business. These are all website templates. And people buy these templates. And what is the specialty? These are completely designed with React. They are designed with React. That means all React component based templates actually. People buy these templates. They are not free. You have to buy these templates. So website designing is all about templates, libraries, and all these things. Now let's see how to use this. Means we are not learning all these templating and all. What we are going to learn is, so we are going to learn how to use their MUI product. We cannot even use MUX product because MUX products are also premium services. MUI is free. MUX is not free. Others are not free actually. So suppose we are having MUX. This is MUX. This is MUX. In MUX, they will provide some advanced components and see the customers who are using this MUX. Apple is using, Siemens is using, Volvo is using, Deloitte is using. So remember, Apple, Siemens, Deloitte, these all people are highly skilled professionals who can build. Right? What do you think? Apple developers cannot build after all these templates. They can build. Then why they are buying from here? They don't want to waste time. If somebody is already building, let him do. We will just buy from him and use. We will not waste time again in doing this. We will not ask our developers that you build it again. Time waste. Software development is not a talent show. It is business. Right? Crores of money is invested. Just business. Pure business. No talent. No talent show. We don't want to test your talent. You don't want to. That is all just to take you into company. After that, save time, save money. Right? So we don't care how much hard work you do. We just care whether you can do or not. To waste the time. So all these are regularly required actually. So what we can try from here is we can try this MUI core. MUI core. Let's see how to use this MUI core. And these are free. Others, they are not providing free. In this MUI, they are having some more options. So we will see MUI core. MUI core. What is this MUI core? It is a component library for React. So it provides free functional components for React. Free functional components for React. So it is an open source library. What is open source and cross-platform library? POM library. What is open source? Open source allows anyone to customize according to their requirements. That means it is providing the library which you can customize according to your requirements, and it is compatible with all browsers. Here platform is browser, because web applications platform is browser compatibility, across all browsers compatibility. Now, actually, this MUI also changed very much. That means 4 or 5 years back, people who learned React and what material UI they know, and now it is different completely. It is completely different because for 18 and higher version, these people also changed completely. I already told you, React up to 18 is completely different, and from 18 is completely different because they reconstructed the library. MUI is also complete reconstructed. That means even the way how you install, what you install is also changed. That means 3 4 years back, what they are having and now what they are having is lot of different. Because already we know now, earlier they used to use class components, but now everything is built with function components. And complete library changed. They added new library. So that is the reason even installation changes actually. Installation changes. What they have done is MUI, so rewritten the library for rewritten the library for React 18x version. MUI rewritten the library for React 18x version. They rewritten the library. They rewritten the library for 18x version. So what they newly added in this 18x version is MUI provides emotion library as new integration to its functional components. They added this new emotion library. Earlier we don't have this. And in future, what they will have, we are not sure. They may add some new, they change. You need to keep in touch of this regularly. Because 5 6 years back, who learned React from us, they now send us mails and send a message saying that, sir, material is not now in the same way. Can you guide us in that? Because 4 5 years back, what material UI they learned, now it is complete change. Some people keep on updating themselves, understanding what is new. And if you don't do that, suddenly after 5 6 months, you see it, it will look completely different sometimes. So you need to keep in touch and check what they are doing, what they are adding, what changes they are making. That's your responsibility now after learning the technology. So because these are rapidly changing technologies, Angular and React, every year 3 4 versions will be released. Every year 3 4 versions will come. That's the reason keep on updating. So here emotion library they newly added into this, which actually makes the integration of styling more better. That means emotion is a new library they designed for making the components with good styling animations into React. They added with this library. Earlier also it was there, but they improved the styling and animations in components by using this emotion library. This is new. That's the reason when you install material for your project, you have to install this emotion also now. Newly we have to do. So that means how to set up the material UI. To set up the material UI, actually you see here, this material UI is again having so many. We are using MUI, and you have a component library in-house design principles. They have Joy UI, Ace UI, MUI, so system. These are different again categories are available, right? And actually, what are these different categories? Also, I will give a simple overview. MUI is about the components with design, and Joy UI is nothing but that is also components, but according to certain principles. What are those principles? If anybody asks you, what are the principles of developing a web app? What are the principles of developing a web application? You are a Java developer, .NET developer. What is your job these days? Are you building any standalone applications? No, those days gone. All are what? Web applications only. What are the principles of web application? There are four principles of web application. What are those? What are the principles of web application? There are four principles of web application. At least you know who sets these principles. These principles are set by W3, W3C. These are the people who are responsible for web standards. Web is maintained, standards are maintained by W3C. What are the principles of web designing? The principles of web designing, we have four principles. One is accessibility. Another one is internationalization. Third one is privacy. And the fourth one is security. These are the four basic principles of web development. When you build a web application for a real world scenario, it must have all the four. It must have accessibility, it must have internationalization, it must have privacy and security. These are the principles of web development. Any technology which teaches you web development, they have to teach you all these four principles. How a Java, .NET, PHP, Python application can be accessible, can support internationalization. What is accessibility? Accessibility means you need to develop an application which can be used by everyone, including people with different disabilities. That means a person who cannot see, he must able to use it. A person who cannot touch, he must able to use it. That means even people with different disabilities must able to use your application. That is the rule of a web application. That is the principle of an web application. Accessibility, internationalization, privacy, and security. Actually, W3C. These people maintains the standards. These people maintains the standards here. W3.org. W W3.org. This is the work. These are the people. And see, so the World Wide Web Consortium develops the standards and guidelines to help everyone to build web based. What are the principles? Principles are what? Accessibility, internationalization, privacy, and security. These are the four principles of web development. If you don't follow these principles, in other countries, that website will be banned. May not be in India. In US, in UK, Australia, New Zealand, Germany, everywhere, if these principles are not followed, then their website is blocked, banned by the governments. They have to follow these principles. That is the reason. So, for example, you may not know, but actually, what happens is, for example, this is Amazon. In this Amazon, you will find, let's open the source. That means inspect the page source. This is the source. This is actually page source. In the page source, you can observe here. So this is the page source. In the page source, I will try to find ARIA. You can see what is this ARIA. And you will see this everywhere. You will see this everywhere. In a Amazon search box, they have given this ARIA. Many people don't know. Almost several people don't know, not many people. Right? Almost many people don't know about this. Then why they have this? Then why they have this? Right? This is an option of accessibility. This is an option of accessibility. And accessibility is a big concept. So I'm not discussing that here, but the point simple I will tell you. In service-based companies, means service-based countries, wherever service-based is happening, in those countries, what happens is they have to design according to these principles. That means a website they have to design in such a way that even a person who cannot see, he must able to use it. How a person who cannot see, he can use it? Because he will just touch the screen and it will announce what is happening. You know, in your mobiles, you have accessibility. You know, accessibility options. Why you have those accessibility options? Because that is the rule for mobile, that every mobile should have accessibility. Even you don't use, they don't care. They must have, because that is the rule, principle. You will not use those accessibility very much, but they must have. That is their rule, principle. Web designing contains all these rules, right? Now, what is the React community's point is? React community is nothing but React community says that, so we will provide you some components that implements various design principles. That means by following the principles, some components. Without the principles, some components. Majority what we do, we use the components and we will implement with some principles. We implement them with principles. Like that, there are various categories. And you see, this is a base UI. Base UI is nothing but it will provide some unstyled components, raw components. That means they don't have styles. You have to add styles. This MUI is styled. Already styles are defined. Without styles, if you want, then you can go with base UI. There is base UI, there is MUI, there is Joy UI. And you can see that there is MUI system. This is nothing but CSS utilities. These also CSS utilities. That means this is not a CSS design. Some CSS utilities they provide. Utilities means what? What are utilities of CSS? CSS utilities is nothing but, have you learned CSS box model? What is box model means? Box model means margin, padding, width, height. That is one utility. That means they provide a utility with margin, border, padding, everything ready. Just use that utility. You want animation. How animations are created? in CSS, how animations are created. Here also I showed you in our class, we created one rotating animation in the beginning. How we created, there is a utility called keyframes. Keyframes is an utility. You can use that utility. Such utilities, they will provide ready-made. What you can use, you can just use those utilities and add your own effects into that. So they have all of them. So there are so many options in MUI. So actually MUI provides various products. MUI provides various products. So it has MUI core products, MUI products, Joy UI products, Base UI products. Another one is System UI products. We have these options. UI base, UI system, Joy UI, MUI, like that. We have so many. Actually, Joy UI, base UI, system UI, these all are combined and they are kept in MUI. Individually, you can have Joy UI. That means only principles will be there. And base UI, only raw content will be there. And system UI, utilities will be there. By using the utilities, by using the customizations, and all together with principles, they built ready-made and they gave in which one? MUI. You can directly use MUI or you can use all these three and build one. Right? There are various ways of implementation. Let's see how to set up MUI. So set up MUI for project. How to set up MUI for project is, what you have to do is, to set up MUI for project, install MUI core library with the emotion support. So for that, they will give you this one, MUI with that library. npm install So you need to install MUI material, emotion react, and emotion style. Emotion is newly added, as I told you. So these are required. So install these. MUI material, emotion react, emotion style. Actually, without that emotion also you can install, but you will miss lot of CSS animations and effects in a component. Then component will not behave exactly as expected. Because without emotion react, emotion style, only design will come, styling will not come. So styling is now configured using emotion library, right? Initially, this is enough. Now, next what you have to do is import the component into import the built-in components. Import the built-in components into your component. So remember, so all components are controlled components. What does it means? All MUI components are controlled components. What does it means? Controlled components means you can pass the parameters and you can customize. That means because components, they provided you components. And what you can do, you can customize according to your requirements. How you will customize? That means by passing data into it. How the data is passed by using parameters. That means properties. Na? Through properties, we can pass the data and we can control them. That is the reason all MUI components are controlled. They are not uncontrolled components. They are all controlled components. They need to be controlled from your component by passing the properties. That means you have to pass the properties. So that is just a point I will give you. So you have to customize by using various properties. You have to customize by using various properties. How to import that, we will see. How we can import and handle it. So first, let me install this into this project. So I'm installing this MUI emotion style. Remember, if anybody is designing a React project, which is React 17 or 16 version, this will not work. This will not work. For 17 and 16, you have to go to legacy version and install that legacy version. In this, they provide that legacy version also. They have a legacy version. You have to go to the legacy version and use it. That means in their GitHub repository, they have the legacy version. Means old versions will be available. You can go there and you can use it. Right? Initially, this is the library installed. Yeah, it is installed successfully. Okay, let's see how to use it. What I will do is to make you understand currently our project is starting with some home, it is starting, right? Home. I will put some link here. What we will do is we will create login is there, na? Right. Okay, already login is there. Let's see how the login is created. This is how login is created. And in this login, let me show you the point. Actually, this is a login screen. For your understanding sake, I will keep another heading. This is bootstrap design. Okay. And this button also I will keep there. That means bootstrap text box, bootstrap password, class W. So 25. Okay. And you see, generally in bootstrap, usually what happens is in bootstrap design, text boxes will have a class. What is it? Form control. Password also will have a class. What is it? Form control. And button already have a class. BTN primary, it is having a class. And it is having some W100. That means this is the design. This is a bootstrap actually. This is the bootstrap design. That is the bootstrap design. Okay. Means in bootstrap, a text box looks like this. A password box looks like this. A button looks like this. Okay. Now let's do one more thing here. So I will keep side by side. This is another div. This is another div. And this is the class row. And this is the class call. This is another class call. In one column, bootstrap design. This is the bootstrap design in this class. Okay, left side it is there. Okay, and here we have another one. This 25 not required now. I will give 50. Okay, that is the bootstrap design. Okay, next right side, I will keep another data list. In this, or simply I will put here, instead of that, I will just put a heading. And this is MUI design, material UI design. Now what we will do is in material UI, how a text box looks like, how a password looks like, how a button looks like, we will try to design, right? Let's do this. So here I am creating a div. In this div, I want a text box and a label. I want some label text box like that. So then what we can do here is, here we can import. First we have to import. We have to import. What we have to import? We can import an input field. So we can import an input field. And you see there is an input field from material. We can import an input field from material. Input is like input text, input number, input email, like that. We can have an input field. So, and remember, as a developer, before you implement anything, first know about it. How do we know about any component before you implement the component? In any library, what you have to do? In any library, so let's go to their library. So this is, where is it? Get started. I will go and left side, you can see they have a components list. They have a components list. Just like if you already have idea, Bootstrap also same. Navbar, carousel, all the hundreds of components will be there. When you expand, all the components will come. Inputs, checkboxes, sliders, text fields. So many components are there. We already used now like card, like we used like in our React, we used cards models. I showed you. Like that ready-made, so many are there. You see hundreds of components are there. So many components are provided. Now, if you want to use a component, for example, I want to use a component. That means suppose a text field component. Usually a text field component looks like this. You see text field component looks like this. This is just like a text box, right? Text field looks like this. And you see outline text box, filled text box. So standard text box. In many websites, you see like this. Remember, only design and styling is different. Functionality all same. All functionality will be same. Bootstrap text box doesn't look like this, right? So MUI text box looks like this, right? So what we want to do here, suppose we want to design. So we will import. Import which one? Text field from MUI. You can import text field from MUI. Okay. After that, what we will do now here, we will put the text field. Here I am adding one div. In this, what is it? Text field. We are adding a text field into this. And you see, text field is displayed. Here, text field is not displaying any output because it is a controlled component. It is having just plain box like this. Now, how do you control it? So you control it by using some properties. How do you know what properties this component is having? To know about a component, you have to go to component API. In every library, a component have its API. When you go to its API, you will get all the information about the component. You will not get idea about component from its example. They will show you example. From that example, you will not get an idea about component. As a developer, for every component, an API is present. You have to see it. So let's go. Yeah, in this, what is it? Which field you are looking? Which component? Text component, text field component. Okay, I want to know better about this. Then what we have to do? To know better about this, right side, you will find API. You will find API about that component. This is where you have to look. That means directly go to that API. When you go to API, it will show you the complete information about it. And you can see the API about which one you want? Text field. You select the text field API. Then it will show you text field API where it will show you what to import, how to import. This is the first point. Without importing, how you will use? First thing, what to import. There are two techniques. You can import only this or you can import this. Can you tell what is difference between these two? The second one is importing complete material library, is loading complete material library and importing only text field. That becomes heavy. Why it becomes heavy? You are loading complete library, but you are importing only text field. You load only text field if you want to use only text field. That means what is the first one? First one is importing only text field. What does it mean? It is loading only text field. Text field have a separate library, only that it is loading. And it is importing it. What is second case? Entire material is loaded. In that we are using only text field. That is heavy. But second one is good if you are dealing with many components at a time. Because if you are dealing with 5 components, we have to write 5 import statements. Import text field, import button, import drop down, import checkbox. But now just import all the fields what you want. If you are dealing with any one specific, then the first one is better. Many, then the second one is better. Anything is fine, right? So we done that. After that, you see the properties you need to understand. You see the properties props. Because every component is a controlled component. Controlled component, we have to control using properties. And already we learned how to design such components. I showed you na nav bar grid. They are all what? Controlled components. We created our own components. Anybody can customize them. Similarly, these. And see the properties what they have. And their data type. That means it is having properties like, okay, let's see the properties it is having. It is having a property label. Label, what is its purpose? The label content. That means every input field have a label. Generally in Bootstrap, what we do? We have a label element, but here they have a label property. So what I will do? I will put a label. So, and what is the label? Label is user name. So username or user ID. So user ID, that is the label. And you can see that the text field is having a label called user ID. You can see this is user ID. When I click inside, it will have this animation. That means it is automatically having that animation. It is inbuilt with that animation. It is inbuilt with that animation. Right? It is ready-made. We have to just use it. Can you create like this in your HTML, CSS? Of course, we can create, but it will take a lot of time. So we can readily use this. Okay, next, what are the properties they given? You see, they given the property here. Whatever the property is, you see required rows, all the properties. Variant is there. Variant is filled, outline, standard. So many variants are there. Okay, let's put a variant. That means we will put a variant. Variant is a standard. Actually, what variants they have? Variants, they have standard, outline, filled. I will use standard variant. Variant as standard. Then it will display like this. This is user ID. That is user ID text box. Right? And important here, this div class name, I am giving W50. That means width 50. That means it will set up according to that. So that means width is 50 according to that. Already it is half size only, right? And here I will use another one, another text field. What is the text field? Here we are defining as what? Password. Actually, for password, they have a different component. You can try that, right? But you see, this is user ID and this is password. And we want a button. So we want a button. And if we want a button, let's import a button, because you remembered this is button. Yeah. You remembered we designed Netflix like design in the beginning. When we designed Netflix, I used Bootstrap. There, what you have observed is the feel of Netflix is same, not like Netflix. Because why? Their buttons, their drop downs, their text boxes, their colors are from MUI. They are from MUI. And you designed a Bootstrap button, and you're not using Bootstrap buttons. They are using MUI button. That's the reason they look different. The feel is different. For example, you can see that. Now what we are doing here, so we are adding another div and we keep a button here, button. And this is which button? HTML button. Now we will add this button here. This is what? Material button. It is a material button. And what are the properties for a material button? That means material button requires some attributes for that. What are the button attributes? Suppose let's check the button component now. That means we will go to the components. So which component? Button. You go to the button API. In the button API, you see you have to import button, and button have so many options. You see button color. Button color like primary, secondary, success. Different button colors are present. So here I am giving button have a color. And what is the color? Color is error. Actually, error is the button color. And here we are not having any button related text yet, right? How you put the button text? You see button text, what property they are having? Button have variant. So the button text, I will give it as, so suppose this is which one? Login. And we have button variant. What are the various button variants they have? We have contained, outline, text. Suppose I given contained. Contained means this button will look like this. Button will look like this. Actually, Netflix button was looking like that. Huh? MY4, I am using some gap. So actually Netflix sign-in button, it looks like this. That's the reason we haven't got that feel of Netflix when we designed that Netflix. right? Because their appearance is different. Their style appearance is different. Now observe carefully. I'm using a class name W100. That means what I am trying to do, I am trying to use the styling. It will work. All your bootstrap classes will work. Bootstrap classes will work. Its appearance is different. Its appearance is different. So suppose I will put the class name. So this is the class name and this is the class name. That means we are setting the text fields, the user ID, everything we are defining in that way. Yeah. So this is nothing but when you are defining, this is user ID, this is password, and this is the log. What is the point? Both are same. Means both are functionally same. That means how do you control the functionality? Same. There is no change. That means on change, on click, on blur, all events are same. There is no change about functionality. That means how do you collect the data? That means I want this login to work, right? Then how do you write the event? How you return for this same way you have to write. That means what we are doing, handle ID change, handle password change. Already there are some functionalities. So this text field have an on change. On change, what is it? Handle ID change. And here what? On change. On change, what is it? Handle password change. Handle password, handle password, handle ID change. One more, this button have a click. What is that? On click, on click. Handle what? Handle login click. The functionalities are same. And you see what is the logic we given. So user ID must match with John NIT, something like this. You see, user ID is something wrong and password is something wrong. Then click on login. Functionality is same. There is no change in the functionality. That means it is John underscore NIT. Password is something like John, something like John, and click on login, then it will go. The functionality, everything is same. There is no change in that. Only the point is the design, the animation, the effects, and these will perform better than Bootstrap because these are specially designed for React. They are native to React. So they will work better. They will perform better. That is one basic thing actually. So once you know this, means how to use these components, you can try several components now. Have you observed, we learned about cards when we designed a shopping app, we created cards. Let's see how these people cards looks like. Remember, to learn about component, you have to go to which location? API. To preview the component, how it looks, right? How it will display in my screen. To do that, you go to components first. Components is to explore and understand whether they are suitable for us. How they look, how they behave, you can understand that. But you cannot get a clarity about it here. As a developer, you need API. So you go to the component, which component? Card. Where is that card? Card. Somewhere the card is gone. This is the card component. And you observe here, this card component looks like this. This is a card. Of course, similar cards we designed in our shopping app. Means this is also a card. But these have some built-in effects also. That means you see, you click here, the functionality is not here. Here it is having functionality. You can see it will open description and it will collapse. Actually, it is nothing but Bootstrap collapse is there. You know, in Bootstrap, there is a collapse option. Click, expand, click, collapse. It is attached with those. Now, these cards look little different, appearance-wise effective. For example, you see they give different card styles. They give different card styles. They give different card styles. Suppose you are designing some podcasting app, audio player, video player, something like this. The card looks like this. Actually, they will give you complete show code. That means they will give you the code also for that. That means which attribute, which property you need to apply, they will give you that code. And by using that, we can easily implement. And this is not somebody teaching you and you learn. Why? Because even this code is not standard every time. It will be changing. Some new version comes, they will remove some properties, they add some properties, it will keep on changing. So you need to keep in touch with this, right? So I showed you one component like button and text box. I will show you another complex component like calendars and all. How to use calendars, grid like components, we will see another one. Two more examples I will show here. Then others you try by yourself, right? Two more components I will show you how to design and how to use them. So rest you can plan, you can try them, right? That we will see in next session. Tomorrow we will do that. Tomorrow some more components like calendars, grids I will explain. Once you know this, then we can start TypeScript now. That means first we have to know the language of TypeScript. Then we can build projects with two, JavaScript as well as TypeScript, right? Once we know this, then we will learn TypeScript, how to use TypeScript in React. For that, first you have to learn TypeScript language. Then we can use that in this. Then we can start our projects. Once we know TypeScript, we will do two projects, one with JavaScript, another one with TypeScript with end-to-end. End-to-end means Node.js, MongoDB, all these we will integrate and we will design. Then we will get a complete end-to-end application, right? Tomorrow we'll continue with that.